tá ajudando. I think it's okay now. 1 minute. Okay. Okay, now I think it's okay with YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Good morning. Today, the topic in Talk and Talk, it's about renewable energy. But before I start with the discussion, I explain a little things about Talk and Talking. Talk and Talk, it's a platform for everyone to speak and improve our skills in English. English, Spanish, Italian, and other languages. I'm not a teacher. I'm a talker, and today I'm a hostess here. And before we start with this discussion, I think it's the moment for everyone introduce yourself. And in this moment, Maria, please introduce yourself for us.
Okay, my name is Maria. I am 19 years old. I'm from Salvador, Bahia. I've been here since 2 years ago. Like I said before, I'm also hosting Spanish immersion. I really like to talk, engage in meaningful conversations. Talking there for me is incredible. And being here and talk is good as well. To do that, I'm sure meeting new people.
Oh, thank you, Maria. And Belle, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. So guys, I'm Belle. I live in Salvador, Bahia, but I'm from Fortaleza. Yeah, I'm 28. I live with my mother, with my sister. I work like a aircraft controller, and yeah, I like riding the bike, have some deep conversation, and read some books. That's it.
Thank you, Belle. And you, Yanni, please introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. I am Yanni. I am 25 years old. I live in Montes Claros, Minas Gerais, with my parents. Today, I am civil engineer, and today I work with solar energy. Is about the topic today, and I like the what series and movies. I have 2 little pets, and I like play with them. I like play the guitar and the singing and the other activities, and that's it.
Oh, thank you, Yanni. This topic is interesting, no, Yanni, because you work in this area, and I work in the oil and gas sector, and it's I think this sector changed a lot in this last year and the last years, because it's a necessity of the world looking for a clear new forms of energy. It's urgent, and I think before the war starting between Russia and Ukraine last year, everyone see the importance of this topic. And because of this topic about energy, clear energy, and new forms about energy in the world, that because of this, I choose this topic for discuss with us today. I start with the first question. What do you think are the main advantages of electric cars compared to traditional gasoline-powered vehicles? I start with you, Yanni. What do you think about this first question?
The main advantage of okay. The electrical cars is the nossa, difícil falar. Is the new for the very person, but I think is the new evolution. is better than the traditional car because um, não polui o ambiente. And if you think when you have the electrical car and you join with the solar energy, for example, you produce your clean energy, and you have the energy for your car. Ou seja, tipo, nossa senhora, ai meu Deus, you have the. Ai, deixa eu resumir em português. Você tem a energia própria do seu carro. You don't have cost. You help the nature and don't produce the carbon, and have the very, very, very what do you call it? Very things positive. So yes, that's it. Today I have the very building that I work in the garage. My clients that my clients esqueci a palavra. Tipo, eles pedem já para colocar a tomada específica para o carro. Because it's specific. You show they have the, I don't know how can I say in English, but você tem que ter um quadro com os disjuntores específicos para o carro. Tem que ser separado. And that's it.
Oh, thank you. I choose this topic because the words it's different, the topic it's different, and because of this I choose. It's a challenge for me too. And Belle, what do you think about this first question?
Yeah, guys, I don't know a lot of things about that, but I have one experience when I rent an electrical car. Yeah, there's an app, and I was in the Guarulhos airport, and was possible rent a car, and was cheaper than a conventional car. Yeah, and gasoline power, for example. And that vehicle, it's don't have any noise when you turn on the car. It's amazing thing, and I think that's the good benefits. It's because don't jeopardize the environment. Yeah, like don't have any emission for the atmosphere. And I think is that, and for us the drivers, it's not so expensive. It's expensive nowadays, yeah, when you need to buy a car because it's a new technology. But when you just use your electrical power, it's not so expensive in compare the gasoline powered, yeah, vehicles. So I think is that, and was a good experience. And like I said, I rent the car from the app, and I just pay real for minutes, yeah. And it's very, the cost benefits was amazing in compared to the conventional car, and it's really good. It's like the future. Yeah, I really like that experience.
Oh, thank you, Belle. And you, Maria?
I consider it's more benefits for nature in general because you don't have to pay for gasoline. That is, I know I'll say in English. To get this, you have to have a really source to do that in the sea or in the deep, or the deep part of the sea to get it, and different states. Another thing, you can use the sunrise or the sun energy to charge your car. I think that is amazing. I think this type of car you grow in the next years, and you have to, for this, you have to have a station that you can charge your car. Um, However, like Belle said, I think that nowadays those electric cars are very expensive. Sometimes, for example, I've seen some that is 200 reais, so that is a lot. It's like an important car for in Brazil, for example, like Hilux or those models that is very expensive or more expensive. And I consider that it's a key to succeed in the next few years with nature, but nowadays it's still expensive. I think that those companies could work to put this like more, I know, like the classic goal here that everyone has. So you'll be more and more interesting. But I don't know how much is to produce those cars and those station of charge. I don't know, but I consider that. And you, Kachen?
I I think the most important thing with the electronic car, it's this car don't emit carbon from the atmosphere. And in Brazil, it's so expensive, and they start in I think it's last year or in this year, the public incentivos públicos, I don't know how to say these things in English, for this kind of car, but it's so expensive because the most part of the electric car it's made from other countries, and it's expensive in this moment. I think in the future probably it's more cheaper because I read a newspaper about one new factory in I think it's it's in Bahia, in the factory na fábrica antiga da Ford, na Bahia. But I think in the future this kind of car it's more cheaper, but you need a very, how the Yanni said, structure for this kind of car, because the most part of the roads, as estradas no Brasil não tem estrutura para abastecer. I think it's one decade for this kind of new technology improve in Brazil. I think it's my opinion, but it's different because when you compare, for example, I think it's 12 years ago, I don't remember, I stay in Norway, and in that time the electric car, it's so common 12 years ago. And it's crazy because these things start now in Brazil. And it's sometimes it's sad because the technology is older when you compare with the other countries, when the other countries start with this technology. But it's the time for move on with the other question. The question number 2: how do you envision the future of the transportation with the increased adoption of electric vehicles? I start with this question. In Vitória, we have a new initiative with the public transport, with a bus. The bus is all electric, and I think it's totally different. When you see the bus in the city don't emit emissions, and don't emit, não faz aquele barulhão do busão normal. It's totally different, but I think it's very expensive because I see one, maybe two bus in this city, and but it started. It's an initiative. And Maria, about the question number 2.
For example, here in Salvador, you have a way of transportation that is BRT. There is a bus that go into for a ride. So it's a specific ride that this bus you going, and it's separate for other cars and bus. And this bus is electric. It is incredible. It's super clean aside. When I've sitting there, I've been there. I was there. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing like Europe or other things, because it's totally different, and it don't emit noise. I've never realized that, but you don't need to hear that horrible sound like when you were in a normal bus. About other types, like you say, it's expensive, so it's just BRT, but exists another bus that going for metro subway stations that they are electric. However, it's just a few. And in the next few years, I think that increase the number of bus or even trucks. For example, Brazil nowadays just use trucks to transportation food and all other research. That is a shame for us, because like some years ago, when those, I don't know how to say English, camioneros, they stopped it, so was horrible, because everyone else freaking out because of this, and how are you with and things like that. I think it could increase as well the I don't know how to say, a trem, transporte de trem, and it'll be more and more amazing. This, I think that you increase in the next few days, years.
Oh, thank you, Maria. And you, Belle?
Yeah, I think Maria bring a lot of example about that, but yeah, I totally agree with her, because he bring real options, yeah, like electrical vehicles. So I think that will be increased. It's a reality of the for us, yeah. We just need I spend a time for that to use a lot, but it's the future. But because it's when you have a money for the start, that will be good for us, yeah, for the environment, and will be sustainable, yeah, for us. And I think it's a time for the change, that, yeah. So yeah, I really like about that, your example about BRT, yeah, because it's like, it's not a train, it's not a subway, it's like a bus, but right on the surface, yeah. So I have experience too in the BRT. It's like it's very futuristical for her here in Salvador, and it's not so expensive, but it's restricted. Yeah, restrict. Yeah, don't have a lot of buzzway for that, but it's a start, and it's very fast. It's so quickly, and it's a good way for us and for the future. I think it's a reality. Yeah, it's already use that, and we just spend a time and a lot of money to implement in all the cities.
Thank you, Belle. And you, Yanni?
So in my city, don't have the electrical public bus, for example, or train. But I remember when Tatiana, the question number 1, I think that is not it's not too distant, a new idea, the electrical car, because, for example, when I traveled, in Belo Horizonte, and in Nova Lima is near Belo Horizonte. I see the points, the places when have o abastecimento for the electrical cars. So is little if you think about the Brazil, but já começou, já iniciou essa implementação. And if you think to my first idea, when you have the investment in your energy myself, yes, sua própria energia, and you produce your energy myself and yourself, and if you have your pen and annotate your cost. For example, me, I use my car a little, if you think, because I work in my house, and I use my car, for example, when I go to the gym, or I go to the central in my city, for example, is a little, because I don't use in constance. But if I think, and 1 week I pay 150 or 200 reais for me. I don't know how can I say English, but para abastecer o carro. And if you pay in the month, if you pay 200 and 1 week in the month, I pay 800. The cost, if your car don't se o carro não quebrar, né? Não der algum problema. So if you think when your investment, em português, o retorno do investimento é rápido. Se você pensar. And today the electric car is expensive, but the traditional cars, the production of the traditional cars is being acho que está reduzindo. Reduz. So the line, tipo assim, the timeline, vou finalizar em português, senão não vai acabar nunca. Já está acontecendo, gente. Já estão fazendo isso. Tipo, está parando a produção de carros tradicionais e já estão fazendo mais propaganda dos carros elétricos. Porque, querendo ou não, é aos poucos que vai mudando, né? Mas, tipo, as iniciativas estão sendo tomadas. Como eu falei, no meu serviço, quando eu começo a fazer uma casa hoje em dia, a maioria já pede. Coloca a tomada assim, assim, assado. Ou então a gente já é instruído, já faz a casa e deixa, mesmo se o cliente não tem carro elétrico, deixa lá, porque no futuro vai ter. Montes Claros atrasado um pouquinho, but eu tenho esperança que em breve vai ter alguma coisa. And that is.
Thank you, Iane. But when you compare Brazil with the other countries around the world, now the Brazil it's a case of success with the energy, clean energy, because here we have many different kinds of possibility. You have for example, with wind, we have the big farms with wind in the Nordeste, and now we probably start with in middle of the sea, because I wish for work with these new projects in the oil and gas, but before we need a regulation, a new laws about this kind of energy in middle of the sea. We in Brazil, it's possible the energy, the solar energy, and biomassa, the biomass, and no, it's a diamond in middle of the world, because when you compare, for example, with the Europe don't have a sun with the intensity during the year, and the Brazil it's totally different. And it is possible for us writing a new history in the world with the clean energy. The eyes of the world it's in Brazil now with the clean energy. It's a big possibility for the country, and I think
Yes. In Brazil, you remember the year, the energy, tipo, energy falou. Teve apagão de uma vez. So this is happening because the hydroelectric don't supportation all the population, the Brazil. And in this moment, I miss de novo as empresas started the search the new energy. So the Israelites don't support more the population. The population cresce cada vez mais. And como você falou, a vantagem do Brasil is about because the Brazil have the very famous, okay? Yes, the energy, for example, the biomass, the energy eolic, the energy solar energy. So this happen the hydroelectric, and in the future não vai acabar com as hidrelétricas, but the idea is reduce the use the hydroelectrics. So that's it.
The hydroelectric, it's a big problem for the environment when we start hydroelectric. Girls, I jump for the question number 4, because the clean energy it's a new thing, and we have problems with this kind of energy, and this question it's discussed about the problems, because nothing in the world is so good. We have problems with the clean energy too. And this question is about this: what challenge do you see in terms of recycling and disposing of used batteries from electric vehicles? Maria, I start with you in this question.
Sorry, I have no idea what I can say about that, because I've never searched about, or if like in the video this energy could cause I don't know, a lot of issues with nature, like lands that you'll be devastated because you need to put those, I don't know how to say in English, even in Português não é o que vem o vento, o moinho que gira.
Wind, energia eólica.
Yeah, this energy, but I don't know the name of that thing. However, I have no idea, but I think that could cause those those problems, those issues with nature, but about batteries and source, I don't know.
Thank you, Maria. And you, Belle?
Yeah, guys, I'm not sure about that, yeah, because I think it's not so good for the environment. And like you said, everything in the world, it's not so like a paradise. Yeah, it's not a dream. Renewable energy. We have some challenge to face in the future, but I think maybe a new project or the authorities need to bring for us new rules for disposing that kind of batteries. Yeah, to don't we just don't change the emission of carbon of the atmosphere for another kind of product like from the batteries, for example. Yeah, so I don't understand about that, but maybe new project or the authorities need to create new rules about that. Yeah, and really study about that or research if it's good for the environment in general. Yeah, like I think is that. And when you talk about batteries, we have the question number, I think it was the 2 about the transportation, the future. I remember about, well, this question number 3, for example. Yeah, number 2, sorry. So it's not possible, for example, when you talk about the transportation in the future, flying using electrical energy, yeah, like use the airplanes using that kind of technology, because we don't have, it's not possible like in the mechanical way to use a lot of batteries during the flight, yeah, for example. So it's a big challenge for aviation, and we will need to use a kerosene for a long time in aviation. And we use aviation a lot for the transportation, so it's a big challenge too. So yeah, I don't know about that question about the batteries, but I think the authorities need to create a new rules about that and really have sure about that kind of energy. It will be good for the environment. Yeah, I think it's that. I don't know if I say something it's not apply for that kind of knowledge, but it's just my opinion.
Oh, okay. Yanni, please share your opinion. And before this, I share my opinion about this topic. Please, Yanni. Thank you, Belle.
So is it number 4?
Yes, it's the number 4. It's about recycling and disposing of of used batteries.
So, sorry, is the a good challenge, but I don't know they speak about this because I don't remember. But I study about this recently. Have the form the recycling, and after they use the batteries. That's it. I have the source now and não tem como fazer isso agora. So I think it's interesting the search after about this because the people como é que fala? Esqueci a palavra. The people think about this because how the electric vehicles don't is the future. The people think about the batteries and the form they form the transition. Think that they form the transition be more sustainable. I don't know. Is sustainable? Oh, não, renewable. É palavrinha difícil. So, no, that's it. In resume, I know more in my area is the solar energy because as placas solares produz de placas solares que você pode qual? Vai reaproveitar, não é outra palavra.
Reciclar.
Reciclar, obrigada. Eu tô lembrando todos os R's possíveis aqui.
Recycle.
Eu tô regenerar. Recycle. So, but have the form, the energy solar that it uses the battery. And have the form that you recycle the battery. I don't remember now, but if you search, you will take one. And that's
Thank you.
Tatiana.
I think when you thinking about the batteries and with the car, the price of the battery, it's so high. If the car have a problem with this kind of battery, it's very similar with the price of the car. For example, when you have a problem with this kind of battery, a new battery, it's almost 100 reais. 100 mil reais é uma bateria de um carro elétrico. It's so expensive, and and other problem for me is the other problem. It's the for example, it's about the minerals. We use lithium, nickel, cobalt, and other kinds of minerals for factory this kind of battery, and we use resources about this, and it's a problem because we need produce more battery, and for the other hand we need this kind of resource. Você precisa desses recursos. But for me, the biggest problem it's about, for example, recycle these things. We need a very specific form for how this topic, it's difficult for me to, for the last use of the battery. Você precisa de uma empresa específica para destinar as baterias, and because it's not possible for putting the trash, the normal trash. No, it's a kind of trash need a specific control before the use, and it's this question, it's about this. And the car electric, it's so good, but everyone need have this kind of thoughts when you choose for an electrical car, because it's a possible have a problem with this car. It's so expensive if you need a new battery of this car and put this battery in the trash. It's not possible. We need a specific company for recycle, and it's this. Girls, I choose a last one question, because the time is
Tatiana,
run.
one moment, sorry. I have to go because I am going to the church, and this at the 8 a.m. I have 10 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. The topic is very good. Very good. I love it. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Ione. Bye-bye, Ione.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Girls, I choose the question number 6, and because I think it's about how can individual and communities contribute to the transition to cleaner energy technology in their daily lives? Because I start with this question because now I think it's, for example, the solar energy, it's a good example. I saw many families put this kind of clear energy in your house. In Brazil now it's so common in many different cities, and it's more cheaper when you compare in the past, because in the past it's very expensive put this kind of energy in their house, but now it's common. And for me, it's a good example of this. And for you, Maria?
Uh, for me, I think that we like individuals, some humans, whatever Brazilians or Americans. We need to try to change things because when you solve a problem, say, "Oh, I can just help the world with oh my gosh, I don't know how to say aquecimento global in English. So I can help this the nature by myself. But for example, if you involve some solar energy that is cheaper than when you have like use Coelba or another company. So be more and more less expensive because energy here in Brazil is so for me in Salvador and this state Bahia as proper as it is, but so very expensive. And I consider that we've tried day by day doing that because I think that the problem with solar energy is that in the beginning you have to have like I know it's two 220 hundred reais in the beginning. I don't know something like that to put this, but in compared to the next in compared to the use of companies of energy, you'll be more and more cheaper, and you'll be cheaper than that. So I think that is interesting. Another thing that you can do is to see some notice about, for example, lithium, or it is a problem now in 3 countries in South America because they have this. I think it's Chile, Argentina, and Peru. I don't know. Those 3 countries that has the most are I don't know say English deposit of lithium now. And the United States and China is looking for that because they need to consider those clean energy. They're not so clean. And for example, in Argentina, I don't know how to say in English, povo indígena, so that group from different ethical approach, of course, they were fighting about that because they noted that they know about there are oh my gosh, they are worried about his nature and things like that. But on the other hand, we have this. I have to build new sorts of energy or new clean energy. However, you need to destroy the nature. So it's very complicated to use that. And those big countries like the United States and China are fighting for that because they need this. And it's an important research to build those new clean energy. And it is interesting to see how it's look like that.
Thank you, Maria. And you, Bel?
So yeah, I think I don't know. Probably you know, like Maria said, there are electrical companies here, but we can a new project to use to pay the company for you will don't use the energy from the company. Yeah, you will start to use the energy like a solar energy. Yeah, you have a new companies that use like that. It's like a contract between the company, conventional company, for the others company from that use solar energy that will be useful in the other country, but it's not have a lot of information about that. Yeah. So I realized my appointment with that company. It's like a contract, and for me, like an individual house or uh, yeah, individual, personal, individually, I can pay that company and with it's like a sale. I just pay and uh, yeah, it's good for the environment and I receive some discounts. And it's like a contract between the conventional company like Coelba or Neo Energia, yeah, and with the other company, it's a possibility, yeah, but uh, we don't have a lot of information about that. And I don't know if you use that, but it's a conventional way because I just pay my energy, but all the energy it's not just for electrical company, yeah, it's from solar energy, and because of that I receive uh, more money for that. Yeah, but nowadays I don't have condition, financial, economical program to use the solar energy here because we need to spend money at the first for before just pay for the mm, maintenance. Yeah, so I don't know. I could explain because it's a new project, but that's happened here, and I start to do that in the last month and I hope that can be useful for all the guys.
Thank you, Belle. The time is almost finished. I think this topic it's interesting. I work in this area now. I think I am engineer and I remember this topic in the school 20 years ago. And now the word discussed about the energy, about the importance of the clear energy. And I think it's a tendência every company in the world now put the ESG in the first key topic in the companies, because if the companies have ações na bolsa de valores around the world, need do many different things for thinking about new forms of use the energy and resource and the things in our area. And I'm happy because the world is now looking for these things. It's important because we have one word, só temos mundo para esse monte de gente. And because of this, I think the topic it's important. I have difficult with this topic because the word it's totally new sometimes for me. And I put in the survey in the chat. And please, if you hate this topic, put in the survey. If you love this topic, put in the survey. And if we have the new topic for discuss, put in the survey because it's important for us in Talking. And girls, I say thank you because it's very difficult in the holiday. Wake up very early for discuss a very difficult topic in English. And I'm very happy with you girls in this immersion.
Thank you, Tatiana. That was amazing. It's a big challenge, really, but we need to be able to talk about different things. Yeah, but it's a little hard for me, but it was so good. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very interesting. We know that some difficult topics that were like physical or nature research so hard to talk in foreign language, but we need to try that because we need those vocabulary to talk about difficult things in general.
And the girls, it's at the time it's finished, and I say thank you and bye bye. And I wait for you in the next week, na semana que vem. Bye bye, girls.
Bye
Have
bye.
a good holiday. Bom Dia das
Yeah.
Crianças.